We all know about Puneet Superstar.
नहीं देखी जाती तुम्हारी गरीबी, नहीं देखे जाते तुम्हारे फटे हुए कपड़े, फटे हुए जूते, फटे हुए चप्पल सालो.
And Tech Burner.
क्या हाल चाल दोस्तों?
They both have a huge social media following and millions of views on their channels. But there is a huge difference between both of them. The audience. Yes. If you see Puneet Superstar, mainly people who do not have any job to do, people who are just scrolling social media all the time, they are watching that person, right? On the other hand, tech enthusiasts, people who are doing a good job or maybe like they have their own businesses, these kind of people are watching Tech Burner, who has a good purchasing power and they can buy things. So why I'm telling you about audiences? Because it matters the most. Audience can make or break your content creation career. But how to find your audience? So here are all the things that we are going to talk in this particular video. So let's get started.
Hey, गाड़ी start कर. हम first. Hey, start.
Let's talk about first point. What is your audience? So an audience is someone who watches your contents. That is very simple. And in terms of social media or in terms of YouTube, we call our audience an avatar. Like this is exact avatar who watches my videos. Here are some of the things you need to keep in your mind. Number one, don't make videos for yourself. Every time you search on YouTube how to find your audience, people always going to tell you make videos that you want to watch. But that's not 100% true. You need to create videos that your audience wants to watch. Second thing that you keep in mind, not all the channels are made equal. So when you are searching for successful pattern on YouTube, be mindful what you are implementing to your channel. So for example, if I'm seeing lots of Minecraft videos and seeing the gaming niches, whatever working is there, and my channel is educational.
बड़े अफसोस की बात है, मुझे कहना पड़ रहा है कि आपका ब्रेन वॉश हो चुका है.
So if I'm implementing gaming pattern that worked for them into my educational niche, the chances is high that it's not going to work because the audience who watches game is different than the audience who watches educational content. Research according to your niche. The third thing that you need to understand is YouTube algorithm also needs to understand your audience. The key goal of YouTube is to keep viewers on their platform for as long as possible. So if you help them know what kind of audience you are targeting, it will ultimately start pushing your videos to those set of audience. So for this, you need to improve your average view duration and watch time. The number 4, you need to be authentic. Have you thought why these big celebrities are not successful on YouTube? It's just because they always chase for the perfectionism. But on social media, people are there for authentic content. So be authentic, put yourself out there. Well, let's understand what it takes to design the perfect, the right,
heroic, authentic, iconic
audience persona. So there are 4 key things that you need to keep in mind while building your audience persona. Number 1, that's the demographic, basically the age of audience and the gender of the audience, what they do, their income range, their education, their marital status. And how do you get all this information? You need to do a good guess. You can ask ChatGPT to give you your audience persona demographics. Let's move to the second part. The second part is psychographics. Psychographic basically includes what your audience believes in, what their values, what kind of attitude they have, what motivates them, what kind of lifestyle your audience have. Then you need to understand a very important part in your audience, what their fears and vulnerabilities look like. You need to understand this. So if you know your audience is vulnerable to this particular thing, you can sell the exact product or service to them and they are going to buy it. Do a thorough research on it. Write down as much as you can about your audience psychographic. Number 3, the online behavior. You need to understand what kind of online behavior your audience have. Are they spending so much time on social media? Do they have a good social media appearance? Do they care about being on Instagram, being on Snapchat? You need to understand these kind of information. Then the 4th and the last part is offline behavior. So when it comes to offline behavior, you need to understand what your audience do in their daily life. If you know like your audience spend lots of time traveling or maybe lots of time in some cafes, you can include those sections into your content and your audience will relate to you more. So this was all the 4 points that you need to create a perfect audience persona.
मस्त प्लान है.
So let's see, I'm targeting an audience who wants to be a good YouTuber. So I'm giving a name of aspiring Mr. Beast. Okay, so let's talk about this particular person. So I'm assuming that the demographic is basically he ages between 15 to 25 years. He is a male and he does not have an income source right now. He is into college or maybe high school and survive on their pocket money. He lives in tier 1 or tier 2 city and he is unmarried, no child, so no such expenses as well. When we talk about the psychographic, I find the problem that this person is suffering from the perfectionism. Like he wants to get the best lighting setup, best camera setup and all the stuff that looks very fancy to start the YouTube channel, and he wants to become a millionaire at his young age because he looks at the glamorous life of most of big YouTubers. He values money and fitness. He has a casual attitude towards life, and financial insecurity is the biggest motivator to him, and the fear is being unsuccessful, poor and not being able to afford their desired lifestyle. Their vulnerabilities is they might not get lots of respect from their peer group and their family. When we talk about their online behavior, they spend so many hours, maybe 5 to 7 hours on social media, mainly on YouTube and Instagram. They are the child of internet, so they are grown on social media. He is watching videos from his childhood. He follows the pop-up culture. He is a fan of the Illuminati tour. He is a fan of Diljit Dosanjh. He watches podcasts, fitness content on YouTube and watches a lot of Instagram reels. He posts his learnings, his lifestyle on Instagram, and he might be the part of a cult on Reddit. He watches cricket as a sport. These are the online behavior that I came across. And when we talk about their offline behavior, he goes to the school and college every single day, maybe in the morning. He goes to the gym or maybe running every day. He do some discussions with their friend related to YouTube or maybe the content creation or maybe their career and money. So these are some offline traits that this particular have. So this was the breakdown of an audience persona from my end. So let's conclude how you can create your perfect, your exact audience persona. So number 1, you need to understand the demographics. Number 2, you need to understand the psychographic of your audience. Number 3, you need to understand the offline behavior. And last, you need to understand what kind of offline behavior your audience have. So this is what it takes to create a perfect, right, a good audience persona. If you're starting your channel or thinking to start your channel, this video is going to help you a lot. So take a pen paper and start writing all these points and create a perfect audience persona. You can also DM me on Instagram with your audience persona and I'll give you a feedback how it looks like. If you find this video helpful, do share this with your friends and family, and let's meet in another video. So thank you, bye bye.